Hello, guys. Good morning, everyone. This is your host, Jesketic, live from UK. This is Sunday, the 3rd of October, 2021. Surprise, already in October, and it's quite chilly as well, actually, in the UK now. So this is a sort of the usual live session, 1 hour session. You will get a chance, to call me on WhatsApp a number as well, so we can discuss about your queries, anything about relating to life in the UK, study in the UK, jobs in the UK, whatever you wish to discuss here. But obviously, if you got any question, you can throw it in the live chat there as well, so I can pick those one up as well. Or you can call me on that WhatsApp number, which is already in the live chat there, so we can have a talk and discuss your queries as well. But I would love, yeah, actually, to have a chat with yourself. So Anuj, good morning to you. As always, yeah. I love basically, brother, the way you are responding to my videos and my live chat. So I hope this is helpful yourselves as well, and lots of others. So this is just the usual Sunday live session. So any queries you might have, you can throw your questions there. But obviously, the main theme for today is I want to just discuss the permanent and government jobs. What's the difference between the two? I think this is one of the topic. Generally receive queries about it. Also, I'm gonna just give you a bit of a brief about the permanent and contract jobs as well in the UK. What are the differences actually between whether you should go for permanent or the contract sort of side? So these are the two topics I need to cover in the initial stages. But yeah, I won't restrict you. Just throw your questions, whatever you have, in the live chat there. So I'm sure, yeah, we're gonna catch up on the questions there. But give me 10 minutes, so just to quickly wrap up these two questions. Actually, what's the difference between the government jobs and the private jobs here in the UK? So obviously, I'm gonna talk from the engineering, basically from the engineering perspective. Obviously, I'm in the field in the engineering, so but generally that will applicable to any other sectors as well. So just whatever I'm sharing is based on obviously my personal experience. So I hope, this is gonna help you as well when you choose your future here, your sort of your progression, your future here in the UK after completion of your studies. So the actually, generally, when you think about the government jobs, obviously, my background is Asian as well. I'm from Pakistan, and when we think about the sort of government job, you think, yeah, it's really a good and relaxing job. Basically, once you get into the government sector, that means it's basically is a paradise. Basically, no work there, and you're gonna get the salary. That's the general impression. Actually, I presume, this will be similar in India and all other Asian countries as well. So, but that isn't the case actually when it comes to the UK. So it's a completely different scenario. So in terms of the government job, generally we call it public sectors actually in the UK rather than the government job. So we have different public sectors, and the reason we call it public sectors, all these sectors, they are run by the taxpayers. So obviously, they are relying, actually, they are answerable to the public. Actually, they are actually dependent on the tax money, on the public tax money. That's why they call it the public sector. So for instance, if I talk from the railway perspective, so we have Network Rail, who's acting as a government or as a public sector actually. So that is like a government who deals with all the actual railway system within the transport system within the UK. We go TfL, Transport for London, actually within the London. That's another public sector there as well. So they're acting as a government. In the highway sector, we go Highway England's that control all the motorways and the main roads in the UK. So that act as a government. So you can get into any of these sectors. Actually, these are all called public sector. You can get into the job with all these sectors as well. And in the local sort of, yeah, in the level down, so we got the councils. Actually, every town, every city, that have their own councils, and they act as a government as well. Again, yeah, they're relying on the public money actually, so the tax money. That's why they call it public sectors. In terms of the job, so you apply exactly the same way as you would do for the private companies as well. So they advertise their jobs on their websites, on their sort of the general sort of the portals, job portals. That's where they advertise their jobs. In terms of the procedures to get into these sort of sectors, it's pretty much exactly the same as you would do for the private companies as well. So but the way they act and they deal is as a client. So obviously, I mean, for instance, if I talk from network rail perspective, so they act as a client. So they would have a project, for instance, I mean, there is a bridge they need somewhere for the railway track, and they act as a client. Yeah, this is what the requirements are, so they will issue the tender, and the tender will go to these private companies, and where they're going to apply basically for the tender, and the private companies that they will apply for the jobs, whoever gets it, for the likes of AECOM, Atkins, and Sistra. I mean, these are the different companies, contractors basically, that can apply for those contract. And once they get the job, and that's where you get involved with the same project, acting network rail as a client, and the private sector who's building and design and managing basically on behalf of a network rail sometimes. So they acting as a private company. So you can get into the public sector as well as into the private companies. In terms of getting into the job market, whether it's a public sector, private sector, is exactly the same. Is no difference at all. And in fact, you won't find anywhere actually on their websites or in their sort of job portals that they are government sectors or this is a private sector. So it's no difference at all in terms of the job responsibilities as well. As a client, you got different responsibility. Obviously, you need to ensure the actually the contractor you are employing, they're competent actually to do the job, they have previous experience, so all those health and safety issues. So you are more actually as a client, you will look after these sort of factors. But as a contractor, when you go at a private company, your job is to design basically as per the codes, as per the standards, and you deliver whatever the clients needs from yourself. So in terms of the jobs, is obviously they got different responsibilities. If I talk from the salary perspective as well, is pretty much the same, I would say, whether you go in the client sector or in the private sector, pretty much the same. But obviously there's a difference between the consultant and the contractor. So the difference is basically consultant deal with the all the logistics, basically the design sort of side, the planning side, and the contractor deal with the actual building or on site. Basically, that's how they actually deal with on the side. So that is the difference. So if you go into the contracting side, with the contractor, like we go big contractors like Balfour Beatty, Guildford Try, Emmy. So these are the big contractors. If you go into those sort of sectors, the salary slightly improved actually for the contractor. I absolutely don't know what's the reason is. Maybe because if I compare between the design sort of and the contracting, obviously the designs just account for only 5 to 10% maximum of the project value, and the contracting basically who builds actually the project itself, that account for almost 90% of the money that the client is going to spend. So that might be the reason why the contractor actually provide more salary compared to the consultant. Actually, that is the general perception. I may be wrong here, but this is what I found from experience. Actually, the contractor pays slightly more than the consultant. So in terms of actually, if you are thinking about, you have the same mindset basically from Asian background, that if you go into the government jobs, you will have a more relaxed sort of life, and you will have no work to do and you will get a salary. That is just a perception, that's just a myth basically. In the UK, you still have to struggle everything basically, what as if you were doing as a private job. So there's no difference in terms of the hardships you're going to go through. Obviously, you need to deliver, simply as that. Basically, if you're being paid for, so you need to deliver your stuff as well. So that's generally the difference basically. In fact, in the UK, you won't find anywhere basically that they would specifically ask, this is the government job or this is the private sort of job. So there's no difference at all. Simple as that. So don't get into those sort of traps. I need to go into the government job rather than the private, and there will be more sort of immunity there for yourself as an employee. So that isn't the case basically. Let's talk about, yes, simply, I would just quickly wrap up the difference between the contract job and the actually the permanent job as well. So this is a big question actually generally receive time and time again from yourselves as well. Obviously, I mean, generally, I would give example of, yeah, how I started my career here in the UK as well. Obviously, with no experience, I've studied here, and with no experience, I started my career here. I had no idea actually about the contracting and the permanent sort of, yeah, side. So that's where I just can share my experience, how I started my career. So obviously, my first job as a graduate, basically, I joined a company as on a permanent basis. I had no idea actually what I'm going to do. So obviously, with the time, I understood actually what my responsibilities are, and what I'm getting actually, what I'm paid for, and what my salary is, what are my benefits actually from the permanent as a permanent employee. So you get a lots of the benefits as well as a permanent employee, like you got the actually pension pay from the employer. You got other perks, like, I mean, you get with your experience, you get some bonuses as well by end of the year. Also, you get an increment every year as well, depending on your experience. Also, you get some other sort of perks, like, I mean, the gym membership or medical sort of side as well. Maybe you get some additional sort of, yeah, account for your travel as well. So these are the sort of the benefits which you get within the permanent sort of job, compared to the contract job, as if, I mean, you are going as a simply piece of work. You're going to do that, and that's it, you finish with that one. That's how it works. Simply, I mean, if there's some problem within your home, and you ask basically a contractor, basically someone call them, yeah, to fix that job for yourself, and they fix it, you pay for them, and they bugger off. Basically, that's how it works, exactly the same way in the contracting terms, basically. So when I call a contract job, basically we have a simple sort of, yeah, a specific jobs. Basically, this is your task, you need to complete that, and then you get paid basically based on that task. Basically, whenever you deliver that task and you finish your job and you bugger off, obviously if they got more jobs similar, they can keep you rolling basically on your contract. Otherwise, I mean, you need to move on to the next contract, and that's where it's a lot of risks involved there as well, basically. So if you complete your job, you will be always hunting for the next sort of contract. That's where the risk is. So it might be the case that you complete one task, and then you have a bit of a lag, basically 3-4 weeks you didn't find another contract, and you have that lag there, basically. So you need to be prepared mentally that if you finish one contract, it doesn't mean that you will continue basically to the next sort of, yeah, next contract, yeah, straight away. So that is the a bit of a risk there. Obviously, no other benefits you get, like, I mean, any sort of, yeah, career progression, you don't get anything from the, obviously you acting as a contractor, not as an employee. So the employer actually doesn't care about yourself basically. It's completely up to yourself. You need to manage, and basically your skills, and if you got those sort of skills already, that's where I generally say, I would highly advise actually to the youngsters, I mean, start with the permanent sort of jobs, and when you got experience and you know about your skills, you can manage yourselves, and you can move from one to the other contract, I mean, quite easily. That's where you can jump switch over to the contract sort of side. And generally, I said, I mean, you will find, yeah, you can save, yeah, money in that sort of, yeah, stages as well, from moving from one contract to the other. That's the only way, yeah, you can make more money, rather than keeping permanent for rest of your life in a simple one sort of company. So that's what my personal sort of experience I wanted to share with yourselves as well. So generally the question comes, yeah, whether should you go with the contract, or should you stay in the permanent job for rest of your life. So this is my perception. Like, I mean, if you go no experience, obviously the best start is to go as a permanent, get the skills, and basically get yourself to that stage that you're competent, that you can survive in the contract sort of, yeah, environment. Obviously, as I said, I mean, there are risks involved, that you will finish one sort of job, one contract, and you will actually you will have that sort of lag there, basically 3-4 weeks, or maybe more than that. You won't find the next sort of, yeah, contract there. So as long you are prepared mentally for these sort of risks, so this is always, yeah, basically is something to look for, basically, rather than keeping yourself for rest of your life in the permanent sort of, yeah, shelter. So I hope this is useful, but let's get into the question answers, yeah, in the live chat. So there's a few questions there. And guys, I mean, you can call me on that WhatsApp number as well and try that if that's going to work, because last week it was a struggle actually. You guys, yeah, didn't get to myself. Also guys, I mean, if you are not subscribed to my channel, make sure you press the subscribe button as well, to make sure we have similar sort of, yeah, chats in the future as well, so you don't miss out in the future of similar videos. So let's get started. Anuj, thank you very much. Good morning. Uday Verma, hello sir. This is Uday. Hello Uday. Good morning. Viren, sir, can we get a tier 2 visa if we opt out for contract jobs? Uh, no, you won't get a tier 2 visa. Simple as that. Because tier 2 visa depends on the employer. Because a tier 2 skilled worker visa, we call it, not tier 2 anymore. So it's a skilled worker visa. So you will actually, that will be provided by the employer. So as whoever is registered, whoever on that sort of, yeah, list, basically, they can provide you a sponsor certificate actually to apply for the skilled worker visa. So as a contractor, as I said, I mean, you won't have any employer. Basically, the employer, they won't act as employer, they will act as a client basically for yourself. As I said, I mean, if there's some problem, for instance, I mean, at your home, I mean, your tap, your water is burst, basically your water is not, the tap is not working, so you call basically the plumber, and plumber comes here, he fixed that, and you pay the fee. Basically, that's exactly the same way the contractor works as well. Actually, it's a similar way, basically. So the client, actually, they need someone actually to fix their problems. I mean, they need someone with the skills basically to deliver the job, and that's yourself basically as a contractor. So you fix that job, you get paid for that, and that's it. Actually, you comes out of the contract. That's how simple is how that work. So the client is not interested in your skills, in your visa, nothing at all. Basically, that's something actually the employer is going to provide you the sponsor certificate, where you're going to use to apply for the tier 2 or skilled worker visa. So simple contract, in contracting, you would not get, yeah, the visa what you are asking for. So wherein, sir, if yes, who will sponsor out visa? So as I said, no, that's not a possibility, unfortunately. But obviously down the line, when you change yourself basically to the, I would say, but in fact, yeah, in the PSW sort of stage, I mean, if you're interested, you can try those as well. If you got skills, I would say, you can try in the PSW sort of stage, because you can do any jobs there. Obviously, by couple of years, when you do the contracting, you can switch over to the permanent job, and you find that basically, if you find the right employer at that stage, so they can provide you the tier 2 skilled worker visa at that stage. But once you are permanent employee, that's how you're going to get the skilled worker visa. The next question is from the your guidance is need, sir. Yes, Uday. So I'm trying my best. Mega Patel, is it easy to get part-time jobs in construction industry? Part-time jobs is not easy. Generally, the construction, actually in construction industry, generally you get the full-time job rather than these part-time jobs. I hardly ever seen any part-time jobs, if I'm honest. Generally, the actually, if you're looking for the part-time jobs, generally the people comes and join as a security guard basically on the construction side, but obviously that's not relating to construction at all. But that's the only sort of, yeah, jobs, the part-time jobs. Well, even those ones, I would say, you can share with other counterparts. Like, I mean, if some, they're two-person basically working on the same side, so you can share with them as a part-time. But otherwise, you won't find any part-time jobs, unfortunately, in the construction industry. And in fact, I mean, if you're going into the construction industry, you have to go through those sort of, yeah, your visa, and all those checks needs to be undertaken as well. That's where I said generally the full-time jobs there will be available for yourself in the construction industry, not the part-time. Amardeep Singh, good morning to you too, Amardeep Singh. Chetan, hello, sir. Thank you from India with lots of love and respect. Thank you, love from UK as well. Thank you, Chetan. But I would love, yeah, to just call up. I'm still waiting for the first caller. Actually, I didn't receive any calls today. But actually, this was a short sort of video because I need to go and drop off my kids actually to the swimming lesson as well. So if you got any question, please do ring me, call me on that number as well. But as said, earlier actually the reason I've started this live session because there was lots of question about the difference between the government jobs, the private jobs, the permanent versus the contract. So these were the sort of themes I wanted to clarify, which I cleared actually in the early part of this video. So I'm sure if you missed that one, so this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. Make sure you rewind them and just take basically a note of these ones when you get, yeah, basically to that stage where you're going to decide whether you're going to go permanent and a government job, contract job, whatever you want to play with basically. So make sure you consider those sort of risks, what's going to be involved there in terms of. I know you got me again there actually. Yeah, you. No, I got a phone call here. So it's the first caller. Let's see. Hello, brother. You're live with JK. Can I take your name and your question as well, please? Can you hear me? Hello? No, it's struggling actually. Can you hear me, brother? No, let's try again. I think, yeah, I think might be. Let me see, mobile data. No, mobile data is on, Anuj. I don't know what's wrong. But certainly I did receive a call. Thank you, Anuj. It might be yourself actually. You're trying. Hello, brother. You're live with JK. Can I take your name and your question, please? Must be Anuj. Sir, Uday Verma, sir. Uday Verma. Hello, Uday. You okay? I think, yeah. Actually, yeah. Anuj just actually text. He's trying a mobile data is off, so I don't know. Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir. I am also trying since last 5 minutes. Your mobile data is off, sir. So sorry about that, but actually, I did check. It's all both on now. How can I help, Uday? Yes, sir. It's glad to talk to you, sir. Actually, I am doing bachelor, sir, in India. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is my final year, sir, and I am trying to come to the countryside. And I chosen one university named called Teesside University. Yeah. Yes, sir. After completion of my master's in the civil engineering or project management or construction management, can I get a job with a sponsor visa? Any other question, Uday? Sir? Any other question? No, sir, that's the question. Thank you very much. I will answer your question. Yeah, stay live there, okay, on the YouTube. I will answer your question. Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Uday. You were the first caller. Yeah, thank you very much. And my apologies, actually, you're not getting. I'm sure. Yeah, I missed another call as well there. But Uday, about the obviously about the job market, I always talk about. Yeah, I'm always positive. Actually, I'm optimistic about the scope and the roles and the opportunity that are available for the civil engineers. Obviously, I mean, I've been working in the industry for the past like 16, 17 years now. And I'm pretty certain, actually, especially in the last few months since the pandemic now is rolled out as well, it's a huge sort of influx. I mean, for the right skills, actually, and the opportunities are there. It's in abundance, I'm sure. I need to share actually the amount of responses I'm getting. Actually, I'm not active at all actually on the job market or anything as such, but still I'm receiving calls, I'm receiving emails, the messages from the recruiting that, yeah, they're looking for people. And that's what I'm saying. It's quite in abundance actually. The jobs out there. It's the right skills actually. That's all you need. And So before I complete that, let's take this call as well. Hello, brother. You are live with
Hello.
JK. Can I take your name and your question, please? This must be Anuj.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon from India, sir.
Hi, Anuj. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, sir. And how about you, sir?
I'm very well, and now quite pleased actually for your call. And Ode was the first one actually. He beat you for this session now.
No problem, sir. Actually, sir, I'm going to travel for my VFS appointment. That is why.
Oh,
But
right. Okay.
I tried, but your mobile data is off. It's showing calling here. It must be Uday who's talking with you right on that time.
Yeah, I did receive your missed call actually at that time. Yeah, and good luck with VFS actually. So, are you submitting your application now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Actually, I have my train today, and tomorrow I have my VFS appointment, and most probably on 17th of October I will fly for London.
Wow, that's great to hear. So, I will welcome you.
Thank
I
you, sir.
will welcome you in the UK. Okay, Anuj. How can I help you today, Anuj?
Sir, actually, I applied for one or two jobs which you suggest me that were Morphe. But sir, how to write good answers on question which is asked by company while applying? It is quite challenging.
To,
And sir,
uh,
please make some videos or guides sir on situational based question aptitude and psychometric because yesterday I just gave my situational based question for AECOM.
right.
Okay,
So
and
you
sir,
so you reckon they were challenging than what your aspiration were?
sorry, sir.
They were more challenging than what you expected. Is that what you're trying to say, or?
Yes, sir. That the sir questions that is asked by the company while we are applying, like why would you join our company, how your experience help us, that
Yeah.
type of question which is asked by the company while we are applying.
Right. Okay.
And sir, that situational based question aptitude and psychometric, sir. Please make some video or sir guide on that topic also.
Okay. We'll try
And
and capture that somewhere in the video. Yeah. Thank you very much. Good suggestion. Yeah.
And sir, one more question that I have, but I forgot. Yeah. I remember. So, how can we know about the HR team of a company, or how we can reach to them? Because for cover letter, I think I look into some templates. It needs mention. It needs a team member's name on that. That to whom we are write this cover letter. So how can we reach or how can we know about the HR team of the company?
Well, generally, okay, HR, the contact. Yeah, that's what you're after. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, yes, sir.
okay, Anuj, I will answer these questions. Yeah. Is any other question, Anuj?
Uh, no, sir, I don't remember. But yeah, next Sunday I will definitely ask.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to speak to you. Yeah, thank you very much, Anuj. Stay there. Yeah, I will answer your
Thank you, sir.
questions. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Anuj, it's always a pleasure to speak to yourself. But before yourself, or they asked about whether he's going to get the sponsorship sort of job, after completion of MSc in the UK. As I was saying, like I mean, I always I'm quite optimistic, or I'd say I know the situation, the jobs, actually what the demand is actually for civil engineers in the UK, and that's where actually I share my sort of experience here. Yeah, what I can see here. But obviously, I generally stress on your skills. Actually, as long you have the right skills, and generally for the like a graduate, it could be simply as your soft skills. I mean, that will account a lot more than your hard skills, I should say. So your soft skills, like your presentation, your communication, sort of your team working, how you create basically your relationship with your team parts, because there's no individuality basically within the UK. Basically, you have to work within the team. Basically, that's how it works. So as long you account and you practice them, obviously within MSc, you would have lots of other friends within the project and your dissertation you're going to do. So make sure you actually practice from there on, and that certainly is going to help when it comes to finding a job. Or all these psychometric sort of questions actually. Anuj asked about it as well. Actually, why do you want to join this, and your communication skill, how you're going to provide more sort of input to the team. So these are the sort of soft skills you need to brush up. Obviously, it depends. I mean, if you're going into the management side, the communication, obviously that needs to be really the top priority. Basically, your presentation, how you do presentation, how you communicate with different technical, non-technical sort of personnels. That's how it works. Basically, if you're going technical sort of side like structure engineering, in that case, you need to ensure basically you understand the technicality, structure mechanics, the software use, actually the analysis software, FEM, and all those softwares. As long you are on top of these sort of skills there, or there is a highly chance actually once you get a job. I mean, the company is simply is going to provide you the sponsorship. Simple as that. As long you fulfill their requirements, you will get the job. So I hope this is helping you there. But obviously down the line, if you need more help, so always happy to help. Next question was from Anuj actually. So Anuj was asking about the psychometric, or actually what is required when you fill up basically the application for the jobs. So simple, brothers. I mean, I did upload simple the top 10 sort of question actually they generally ask in the interview. If you missed that sort of video, just have a look. I mean, that would give you a feel basically what sort of question you should anticipate in the initial sort of the graduate role sort of job. And simple, why do you want to join this company? So you need to do a bit of a research about the company basically. So every company has their website, so you need to go there, just look at highlight their main projects, basically what they're working. So their website will be up to date, so they will have the live jobs there, the previous sort of the actually the quite renowned sort of projects they work on, so that will be there. So as long, I mean, you understand basically what sectors they are working, and you highlight them basically, this is the sectors I'm interested in, and that's where I see myself in the future. That's how you can balance your salary. Basically, you need to ensure you are genuinely interested in that company. Obviously, I mean, like I've mentioned AECOM, one of the biggest company in the world, is on the world level basically. So I'm sure you won't go wrong basically if you're going into the AECOM sort of side. I work personally there as well, so one of the best company I ever worked with. So I would say research their websites, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot more information from their website. And that's where the HR contact, your next question, which was about the HR contact. When you go there on their website, in the HR contact, basically the contact section will be there. Definitely, you click there, you will get straight away basically their email, their contact number, and all the details should be there. So you can just refer to the whoever you are in charge of the HR there, so you can get those details from their website. And simple as that. Generally, I would go exactly the same way. If I'm going for an interview with a specific company, I will research their company quite a lot. I mean, spend quite a lot of time understanding what their sectors are, what their landmarks are. So obviously, this question is quite genuine. Actually, why do you want to join this company, and what do you know about this company? So these are the genuine questions you will receive, even just not by putting these in the application form, but when it comes to the interview as well. That's just where you're going to face exactly the same questions there as well. So you need to make sure you do a lot more research on the about the company itself, what their landmarks are. So I hope this helps, but let's take this another call. Hello, brother, you are live with JK. Can I take your name and your question as well, please?
Sir, Chetan Raut this side from India.
Hi, Chetan, how are you?
Yeah, I'm really doing good. So I wanted to ask you about, I'm joining Harriet Watt University this January.
Right.
I wanted to ask that, as I am going to be a student for next 1 year,
Mhm.
what are activities that can make me more capable of joining jobs, and what part-time jobs I can do so that will help me in my career for the construction industry?
What sort of course you're going for actually in January?
Construction management in Harriet Watt University.
Construction management. Right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other question, Chetan?
No, sir. No, sir. If any other, I'll call you.
Great. Yeah. Thank you very much, and nice speaking to yourself. Yeah. Thank you very much. Stay there. I will answer your questions. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chethan. Nice speaking to yourself. So about the obviously you're joining, yeah, 2020 Hertford University about the construction management. So what sort of, yeah, activities and basically that is available during your studies time, so you can brush up your career, and when it comes to the joining, basically the job sort of, yeah, time, so you are ready for that. So I would say obviously concentrate on your studies. I mean, that is paramount, basically, brothers. Whoever is watching this, I mean, this is to be your top priority. Yeah, you need to get the least 70 plus. I mean, the a sort of, yeah, the 2-1 and above, basically 60 to 70 or 70 above. That is the distinction. That's what you need to target. That's the minimum, basically. So if you target them, that mean basically 2-1 is generally the requirement, actually, from the most of the, actually, the job requirement graduates, which goes basically 60 to 70% plus marks. That's what the requirement is. So as long you have minimum of that one, that means you are eligible for all the graduates sort of, yeah, jobs. So at least you target that yourself. So make sure you do whatever you can just to get that sort of target. Also, I mean, the course will be quite relevant to the practical life, basically. Whatever they're going to teach you, straight away, that's going to be applicable to your job as well. So that's where I said, I mean, if you achieve 70 plus marks, that means you have gained all the skills, or the whatever is required to go straight into the job, basically. That's where I'm saying, yeah, concentrate on your jobs. For the construction management sort of, yeah, side, make sure your communication, you communicate a lot more, basically your presentation communicate, because generally you will deal with the subcontractor. You will be, as a construction project manager, you will be involved with the subcontractor. How you deal with them, how do they work, their health and safety. These are the sort of sectors you need to be concentrate on. Communication, health and safety, that should be your top priorities. For the health and safety, generally, I recommend HSE, the Health and Safety Executive website. I mean, if make a note of that. I mean, try to look for these sort of, yeah, it's a free sort of website, the government website, health and safety in the construction industry. You will get all the information, the legislation, actually the CDM regulation, construction design management regulations, from that website. That's where you need to be really on top of these ones. Basically, this is nowhere no matter where you're going to end up, you're going to need all these skills, basically. So make sure HSE, hi, let me write this here, okay? HSE, you can search that. This is the government website, health and safety. You can find all the relevant, the up to date sort of, yeah, legislation there, the health and safety documentation there, and you digest those information. That will be really useful going forward into the job market. Also your skills about the softwares, MS Office. I mean, that is the priority. So MS Word, Excel, and MS Project. MS Project, instead of MS Project, I would recommend the actually the Primavera P6, if you can practice that as well. If somehow you go access to that one, so the software skills will definitely help as well. I mean, that's something you're going to use, I mean, as a project manager as well. So these are the sort of skills, I mean, during your studies. I mean, obviously, I'm sure you're going to be engaged 100% with your course, basically, when you study there full time. But if you get a side sort of, yeah, chance, so make sure health and safety, communication, presentation, and software skills, make them a priority. And I'm sure, yeah, you will be in good hands when you finish your studies. About the part-time jobs, brother. So it will be from anywhere, like, I mean, the warehouses, the big sort of, yeah, shopping centers, basically, like Asda, Tesco. I mean, these are the big sort of malls that you can get into those ones. The food chains like McDonald's, and the actually the other sort of, yeah, KFC. So I mean, you can engage with anyone. And genuinely speaking, basically, what I can see nowadays is the perfect time. Basically, all the shops, actually everyone, that they are just advertising the part-time jobs. Wherever I see, actually, they advertise, yeah, their jobs there. So I mean, it would be quite easy to find the part-time jobs. But obviously, don't concentrate on the part-time, just concentrate on your studies. That should be your priority. And I said, I mean, 70 plus should be your target. And the skills you need is health and safety, and the communication, presentation sort of, yeah, skills, and also the health and safety, and the, oh, what did I miss, The third one is the software skill. So as long, I mean, you are on top of these ones, I'm sure you will find your destination quite early in your career. Thank you very much. The next question is, right, Chetan, I'll answer that question actually. So I hope that helps. The next question is from Golden Student. Hello, Golden. Say thank you so much for this live. Thank you, brothers. I hope this is helpful. Actually, so obviously every Sunday, if you're missing, actually generally I give about an hour to yourselves. It's my pleasure. Actually, it's just I'm get to used to this sort of actually exercise, I should say. If I miss it, so I mean I'm missing something. So I need to talk to yourself. So the more you call me, the better I feel. Actually, I got more energy when you call me as well. So the next question is from Karthik Singh. Graduate AECOM job will give sponsorship as I have done my BTech civil engineering with 82% in India. Brother, if you are from outside the UK currently, so I'm not sure whether they will willing actually to give you the sponsorship from outside. If you are within the UK, so obviously if you have done, basically they won't sponsor you someone, yeah, the graduate from outside. Obviously there are more persons or more sort of staff available within the UK, and it will be easily accessible for themselves actually to the ACOM to hire them, rather than someone from completely outside without experience. The actually that would be more like a skilled worker visa. Obviously with a graduate role, I mean, you won't qualify for the skilled worker visa. That's what I can see. So simply I would say it won't be possible unless you are within the UK and you apply for the graduate role within the UK. Otherwise, unfortunately, yeah, I can't see that there is a possibility they can sponsor you on a skilled worker visa on that basis. Deep Shah, which, okay, presume, yeah, you are asking for the health and safety exact HSE website, so you can Google that, and I'm sure you're gonna get there. Uh, Karthik Singh, graduate ACOM job will give sponsorship as a. I think I'll answer that question, brother. Um, Chetan notice, thank you so much, and you are welcome, Chetan. So I hope, I mean, guys, this is a useful session. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, and I've only got 3 likes actually, so I needed a bit more likes. And also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, because I'm trying to convey as much information as possible, which comes from yourself basically. And unfortunately, actually, it's a desire actually to help everyone out there actually, that they are contacting me via Facebook or via my LinkedIn, my sort of YouTube. Try to actually respond to anyone, I mean, that they're interested, they're asking relevant questions, so I try to respond to as many as possible. But unfortunately, I don't have enough time actually within a day actually to respond everyone personally. So obviously I generally suggest, I mean, if you can join the WhatsApp groups, actually generally I add the link into the description of the videos as well. Join that group, or follow me on the LinkedIn or the actually, so or on the Facebook as well. So generally all the links are in the description of the video, so you can join them. And if you got any relevant questions within the week, obviously this Sunday live is always there, but obviously if you can't wait for the Sunday, make sure you raise your questions there as well. So I try to actually respond to as many as possible within a day. But unfortunately, it's not easy actually to maintain and entertain everyone there. It's a desire, sort of, yeah, is a wish list for myself to entertain everyone there, whoever asks for the uh, for the relevant question. Uh, Chetan, the LinkedIn, the link is actually in my actually it should be in the description of the video, so you can check there. So you can follow there as well. So any questions, I'm willing to help. As long, I mean, if you want to get, yeah, the help, as long, I mean, you are in that sort of, yeah, port. So I'm willing to help. Obviously, whatever I can do from myself, and it's always free. I don't charge to anything. So as long I have a bit of a time, I can give you the help or whatever you need. But obviously, as said previously as well, make sure get in touch from time to time, because it will be, I'm certain, it will be a time where you would need some sort of references. You need help when you come here to the or finding the job. I'm sure, yeah, I can help you at that stage as well, as long I know you yourself basically a bit more, so I can give you references as well if needed to that stage. AKK, please check my question. Brother, which question? Did I miss anything? I don't know, brother, if I miss anything, but if you go still question, make sure you just, yeah, type in on one of the videos. Actually, I generally look at those questions as well on the video. So uh, make sure you subscribe to the channel to make sure whenever I upload, or you get these live sessions, so make sure you get the notification there as well, so you are part of the conversation as well. Also, brothers, I'm thinking about the sort of, yeah, getting into the sort of Zoom call or the Teams calls as well. So I need to understand basically a bit more you personally. Obviously, here I'm just talking to myself. Obviously, it's I'm very pleased that Uday, Anuj, and Chethan, I mean, they call today, but I want to engage you a bit more. Actually, that's where you need to improve your communication. I don't say I'm really great in communication. I need to improve myself as well, so I can deal directly with yourself as well. So let me know in the comment section as well if that's something, Zoom call or the team calls, basically anyone can come here for a 1 hour session. We can discuss basically different sort of prospects, whether that's a job related, that's a course related, university, how to choose a course. I mean, we can specify a specific sort of, yeah, topic there for a certain sort of, yeah, a week, and then we can discuss based on that one. That's what the future plan is actually. So if you're interested, make sure you I will add actually in the community a page there as well, actually, just to see who's interested to join in. So I will arrange actually one of the session for that as well, for the Zoom call or the team meeting, so everyone can see live ourselves as well, everyone on there, and which will go live basically to share with the rest of the team as well. I mean, if they miss any of those ones. So this is something in the pipeline as well. So for all those, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and to make sure we are, yeah, grow as a team basically going forward. Yes, or they were my, yeah. Thank you very much for a quick response. So this is something, yeah, I need to consensus actually from yourself. So obviously this is your sessions. As long you are interested in, I will make a time for yourself. So I hope, I mean, this was a useful session, brothers, and I hope you have a lovely weekend with your family and friends. And I hope to see you in the next live session next Sunday. So keep smiling for the rest of your week. Yeah, thank you very much.